Alright, so this is going to be a quick video, or as quick as I can make it, on how to install the Hugo Industries threaded barrel stop for the Safariland holsters. The problem is that the Safariland holsters, they actually have a stop right here, or this plastic piece right here, that prevents a gun such as this one with a threaded barrel from inserting all the way in. So you see there, it's not locking in, and it's basically because this piece right here is hitting this right here. So that's what this is for here. We developed this, and we have a left-handed version, so that's the L right there, and we have a right-handed version, R, so make sure you pick the right one for you. This is a right-handed holster, and this actually just goes in there and replaces this piece right there. It uses all the hardware that already comes with the holster, so make sure you keep this hardware, you don't lose it, because you'll be using it to reinstall this piece right there. Alright, so let's go over the installation of this. How do you take this apart and install our barrel stop? So this is a left side or left-handed holster model, so I'm going to put this one aside and I'll just focus on the right-handed holster model. It's the same thing with the left-handed, just the pins are inverted. So you'll notice two things here. You'll notice the letter R or L depending on which holster you have, and an arrow pointing up. The arrow pointing up is to help you orient this piece correctly. Technically, right, you can either insert it this way or you can insert it this way. So this arrow is essentially telling you the top of the gun, right, wherever the top of the gun is, that's where this arrow points up towards. So in this case, you have the RDS up here, or the red dot up here. So, whoops. So this piece would go in there like this, all right? And that's important because this side, you'll notice, has a recess right there, while this side does not, all right? So you'll need an Allen key. That's the only tool you really need to do this. You may be able to use other tools to make it easier, but that's what I'm gonna use here. So just remove this screw down here. Remember to retain all this hardware. You're gonna need it. So put this over here. There's that piece there. Now, in order to remove this piece and this pin right here, you basically have to pull this shell apart. And in order to be able to do that, you have to remove the attachment hardware and this piece right here. So let's go ahead and do that. There you go. And this piece, just be careful because it has a spring. There you go. And then on this side, just come here and remove your mounting hardware. So now this is the hardest part of the whole process, just because this Kydex shell is very strong. It may help to remove this piece over here. So I'm going to try to do this on camera as much as I can, but if I go off camera a little bit, it's because this is difficult. So anyways, I removed this piece, just held in there. And then what you want to do is you want to pull this shell, so you take it off of these thread holes. There you go. So now it's loose. And now here, again, I'm going to try to do this on camera as best as possible here, but what you're essentially doing, if you notice, now that you've removed this screw, you can actually rotate this like this. So you can go ahead and just rotate it, and then you're trying to pull this up and pull this one also like this, so both of them. And don't worry, you're not, I mean, unless you really pull it, you're not going to break this. So you're pulling these, and then you're pushing on this pin, this plastic pin right there. You're just trying to get it out of there. There you go. See, like that. All right. Doing this behind the camera is a lot harder. Trying to keep it in the view. There you go. And it fell somewhere. There it is. Okay. So you'll see here, this was a little plastic piece that was sticking out there. Remember, you gotta keep this, so just push it and it comes out. All right, so keep this, you're gonna need it. This is a piece that we're replacing. So you can see here kind of what's going on here. It's basically replacing this piece, just like that. So Safariland has this little nub here that it's basically goes inside the barrel, you know, goes in there and it secures in place. We've noticed that that's not really necessary, and I personally don't like having things go inside my barrel that can potentially get stuck in there or break off in there. And because it adds no stability to the whole gun while it's in the holster, we decided against incorporating that nub on our model. At first we thought it was necessary. We thought it added stability to the whole system, but in reality, the holster itself, it's holding onto the gun, and it has a good enough hold on the gun that there's not going to be enough or any play. And I'll show you that now when we install this back on there. But anyway, so that's what you're replacing here. So we look at the arrow, right? The arrow goes up to where the top of the gun is, which is up here. And so this is going to go in like that. So the first thing you want to do is you get this pin. There's only one way to put it. You can't put it on these other ones because this is the only hole with a recess. That's where you put it in. So there you go. You see, it sits flush. This piece sticks out. And then now you just insert it back in here. You're trying to get it back in that hole. So you pull the shell apart again. It's easier to put it in than it was to take it out. There you go. And now you can rotate it. And now that it's rotated, you'll see the holes line up here. So you can actually insert everything back in. So first, close this up so these go through, just like that. Then this piece here, you basically want to put that metal spring in there in that notch. Then rotate it, and you'll feel some tension. And bring it down there. Replace your screw. There you go. I won't put the mount because it doesn't matter for our purposes here right now. This piece goes in there. Just make sure you're actually running it through the barrel stop here. And I didn't put the flashlight cover. You don't have to, but you can. I'm just gonna leave it out for now for the sake of this video. Doesn't make a difference. And there you go. So everything's back together. That's what you're gonna see on the bottom now. And now we can get our threaded barrel, go in there, and there you go. It locks in place. There's no play. So see, there was no need for this little nub in there. So you basically have that tight fit with no play, and you still get your hard stop down there. So some people ask, well, what about just not putting anything there? Why do I need to buy your product? Well, actually, you know what? Let me show you. Why tell you when I could show you? And I should have shown you this before I put it together, but what the heck? Let's do it now. So first, just so you're aware, so you see if I push down, basically the slide is staying in place It's only the handle moving. So it's not moving, basically. All right. So now, if you remove that piece and you don't replace it with something, this is what happens. Take this off real quick. Apologies for not doing this before installing. Try to do this on camera again. Let's see if I can get it there. Okay. That actually came off a lot easier than last time. So close the shell back up. Place this right here. Place this over here. Gotta line that up. So first thing that occurs if you don't have anything here is, depending how much you tighten it, you can see the kydex starts squeezing here. So it starts kind of pressing down on the kydex and deforming it. This will change the retention and possible rubbing in here on your gun. But let's assume that you have this set perfectly so that you're not changing the shape of the shell. So we put this back on. And we have to put this on because this actually is what holds the whole locking mechanism in place. So here we go. Alright. So, let's say you don't want to buy our product, you just want to take off what's there. You can see here what happens. Because there's no end stop down here preventing this barrel from moving down, you have basically this much play, which is not a good thing. So yes, it will lock. It'll move up and down like this. All right. So that's the issue. All right. Hopefully that was informative and helpful. If you have any questions or any feedback, please do reach out to us. You can email us, you can submit a contact form on our website, or you can talk to us via our live chat on our website. Thank you for your time.